As you can see, this is Lenovo ThinkCentre M92z model. This is around 10 to 15 years old. As you can see, Windows 7 logo in there. So recently we upgraded SSD from hard drive and we would like to install Windows 11. And this machine is so brilliant that it's able to take Windows 10 or 11, either if you want UEFI or legacy, both of them. So today in this video, I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's get into the video and get it done. By the way, before you start, you should have one USB stick, and also you need to know how to create a bootable Windows 11 thumb drive installer. You can take some help from the Rofos, or you can do it through Microsoft website. If you don't know, I can link the video link in the description. So let's get started. Once you have those things, what you should do first, you need to press and hold the power button to switch it off. So when it's completely shut down, press the power button again and keep pressing enter button. Once you press enter, you're going to see this screen. Press F1 to get into BIOS. Alright, so this is the traditional BIOS page that you can see. 1 second, let me get into focus. Alright, so there are a few sections that you can see. Main section, devices, advanced power, security, startup. We don't need to go through all of them, but we need to get into devices and then security, advanced, and startup. So let's do one by one. So first things that we're going to do, click on devices. From here we need to click on USB setup. If the click doesn't work, then make a double click. It should work. If it doesn't, then you can press the enter button to get in there. Okay, so as you can see here, there are a couple of options, which is USB support has to be enabled. So white means highlighted, as you can see. So hit enter and highlighted the enable again and hit enter. So it's saved. Because of we're going to install the Windows in UEFI, so we have to keep this legacy support disabled. So if you found in year 1 enable, then hit enter, choose disable, and then hit enter again. When these two done, press ESC button once, so you can go back to the main menu. From there, press the right arrow to get into advanced option like that. So from here, there is nothing to change due to enable USB boot. So we're going to jump into security to see if there is any secure boot. So press the right arrow again, second time, and from here I don't see any sort of security or secure boot here, so which is fine. We don't have to change anything, leave it exactly as default. Now we're going to get into startup by pressing the right arrow. Okay, so there are many options we need to play with. First of all, the primary boot sequence, press enter. From there are two sections. One section it shows this is enabled. Another section it shows which are disabled from the primary boot sequence. Okay, so I can see a couple of them. So let's say USB HDD, this is the one you need to enable it. So what are you going to do? Press the down arrow, make it white, mean highlighted, and then press the X button once from the keyboard. Once you do that, it's going to enable it, and rest of them are disabled. Okay, so these are the things we need to do from primary boot sequence. Why I done USB FDD and USB HDD? Because I'm going to install the Windows from the USB stick, so those things has to be enabled. Press ESC once, so we can go back to the main menu. From there, now we're going to get into automatic boot sequence. Hit enter here. We need to do same things from here. Okay, so I'm going to select this USB FDD. I'm going to press X button, so it's going to go there, and USB HDD, I'm going to press X again. Okay, press ESC once. Now we can see here the boot mode. The boot mode we can leave it auto, so in case if there is any sort of writing issues from the boot Windows installer, that would be fine. It's not going to show any error message. So from the boot priority option, we're going to select UEFI first. So if you don't see this option, make sure you press enter and select it. Okay, in your one it might be legacy first, but change into UEFI first. Okay, and pretty much that's all from here. There is nothing else to do. What we're going to do now, we're going to save those changes, whatever we done, by pressing F10. So press F10, hit enter. Now it's going to restart. We're going to keep pressing enter button again, and now from here we're going to do F12 to get into temporary boot option. Okay, so from now I can see it shows only my internal SSD, but for some reason it's not showing my USB stick. Okay, so in this case what you should do, we need to change the USB port and see if there is any issue with the USB. Alright, so for some reason it didn't show up at the first try. So what I done, instead of keeping the boot system in UEFI first, I put legacy first. Once I selected into legacy first, and when I left the legacy boot enable, it did not make any sort of problem with the UEFI visibility, as you can see here. Okay, so one more time, let me show you what's the changes I done. Okay, in case if you struggle like me. So I turn it on. Okay, so what I done here, devices, USB like that. As you can see, the legacy, we're going to leave it enable. Then we're going to go to startup. From there, as you can see, we kept this one legacy first. Rest everything would be as it is. Press by F10. Now we're going to hit enter again. Now we're going to press F12, and as you can see here, it shows all the system, right? So what are you going to do here? We can do anything that we want. So I'm going to go for, let's say, this one. And you can apply the same procedure for 10, 11, it won't make any problem. All right. So as you can see here, 10. Hit next. Next again. We're going to install it, so you're going to agree. Deleted any files or settings. Asking for the code. I don't have the product code at this moment, so I'm going to say I don't have any code. I'm going to do Windows 11 Home or Pro, whatever you like. Hit next. At this stage you have to be very careful, because as you can see here, I don't have any data, so it shows unallocated space, means there is no data. If you do have any existing drive and existing data, if you delete it, you're going to lose everything. So be careful. Make sure you backed up your data somewhere else before you proceed to this point. Okay, so now it's going to copy everything to the main directory, and it's might going to take a couple of restart. After that, Windows 11 should be ready to use it. We might need to struggle with drivers, so we have to connect into internet and update all the drivers, and hopefully it would run smoothly. So let's check it out. So finally it looks pretty fine. It seems administrator account is ready. As I said, we might need to connect into internet. Sometimes Wi-Fi driver is not up to date by itself, so you might need to have wired connection and update the drivers. So hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you do, please thumbs up and don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.